y'all, are y'all ready to make over these chickens? I'm going to show you my little paint technique that I do on my chickens and different things that I've done them on my chickens. I've done it on some praying hands that I thrifted. It can be used on any kind of ceramic glass type item. And I'm going to show you how I do it. So the products you're going to need is a can of spray paint. You're going to need a thing of Vaseline. You're going to need some paint, some dark wax, and some antiquing wax. You're going to need your paint brushes and a waxing brush and a roll of paper towels. Not much. And you're also going to need a sealer for when we get everything done. Then I spray them with a sealer, like a lacquer sealer, polyacrylic, whatever you want to spray it with to seal it in, and let that cure, and you're good to go. You can wipe it off, clean it off, and it's not going to take any of your paint off or anything like that. So that's just what I do. This is what I've done, and I've had several questions on, how I do it. I've shown it in a couple other videos, but I'm just going to do this video devoted strictly to our chickens. Okay, so as you can see right here, I have spray painted my chickens gray. This is a matte gray spray paint, and don't they already look so much better? Oh my gosh, just painting them that color looks so much better. Now, this part is totally up to you. Whatever color you want to show through is what color you will paint your item. That will be your base color. I have done this with black as the base color, and to me it's just a bit too harsh for what I want. So I have found that gray works best for me. And you're not going to see a lot of the gray, but where some of the paint comes off, you're going to see that underneath color. So whatever underneath color you want to show through, that's what color your spray paint will be. And whatever kind of spray paint you want. I just happen to have the matte gray. I have used just regular gray that was not matte, and it's fine too. So that's what I've used on these, okay? The next step you're gonna use after that dries, I painted these a couple days ago. So now I'm going to use my Vaseline. And you're gonna need some paper towels. Did I tell you that already? Anyway. So I just take my paper towel and I just kind of get some Vaseline on it. And you are going to rub the Vaseline on the areas that you want the paint to come off of. Because wherever you put your Vaseline, the paint will not stick. So I just kind of put it a little random places. I don't really have a specific area. I just kind of want it to come off at different spots. So I don't really have a rhyme or reason where I put mine, but wherever you put this Vaseline, just understand that is where the paint will come off. So now I'm gonna put some on my Rooster. You can use as little or as much. It's totally up to you. All right, and that's all for that part. So the next part, let me show y'all. Ordinarily, I would use chalk paint, but I do not have any chalk paint. But my mother-in-law gave me these sample paints that she had, and I'm gonna use this color. Like I said, I would normally use chalk paint, but because I've used the Vaseline, it's still gonna rub off wherever I want it. So I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna do a very thin coat. I'm not gonna do a heavy coat or anything like that on it. I'm gonna do a thin coat of it, just kind of all over my chickens, and gonna just paint them up. So I just get my paintbrush and we're gonna get started. So let me just move Mr. Rooster out of the way. We'll start ladies first, and we'll start on our hen.
I don't have to party to have fun, you see. I got different hobbies, and that's all I need. Some say life is boring, but I disagree. I wake up and live my dream. Someday soon, I'm gonna make it. Yeah, all hard work's gonna be worth it. Ooh, everyone who didn't believe it, they don't know a thing. I'm gonna try, gonna try, gonna try. Work till I die, till I die, till I die. I'm gonna fail and get up, 'cause I'm not giving up on my dream. I'm gonna cry, gonna cry, gonna cry. Chasing the highs, yeah, the highs, yeah, the highs. I'm gonna fail and get up, 'cause I'm not giving up on my dream. I'm not into drinking, that's just wasting time. I'd rather be spending it on working out. Some say I'm too uptight, but I disagree.
Now that I have my chickens painted, they do not have to be perfect, y'all. That is the best part about this. They do not have to be perfect. So now that I've got them painted, I'm going to let this dry. Then I'll come back and I will wipe off the excess and we'll move on to the next step. Okay, I wanted to add that your base color spray paint can be whatever color you want showing through. The paint you put over it, like I did the white, that can be whatever color you want. This is just the colors I'm choosing. So now I'm going to go in with my dark wax. This is the Behr wax in dark antique. I got it from Home Depot. I will link it down below for y'all if I can remember. If I forget, y'all just remind me. Let me get something to open it with. I'll be right back. If you don't have a Home Depot or anywhere like that close by, Walmart sells a dark wax in the Kills brand. I've used it before. It's just as good for this project. I just don't have any, and this is what I had. So I'm using it. But this is the dark antique and the Behr wax, but I will link both down below, the Walmart one and this one. Y'all just have to remind me if I forget, and I'll go back and put it in my description section. But anyway, so now what I'm going to do, this is pretty much dry. It's been about 30 minutes or so. Chalk paint dries a lot faster than this paint, but this is pretty much dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my dark wax, and we're going to get some in here, and then we're just going to start putting it on our chicken, and this is going to start bringing in all the details. We're going to see all the details of the chicken, but it's also going to be taking off the paint where the Vaseline was at, so it kind of does the work for you. So let's start that now. Let's see what it looks like. So I just start rubbing it on. Then I take me a paper towel and I just start kind of blotting it off. And I'm going to show you up close. Do you see where the paint come off? That's where we had the Vaseline. And I don't want to rub too much of the dark off. I'm just kind of blotting it because I want it to stay kind of dark. And that is our rooster done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the same technique on the hen. And now maybe you can see the importance of the base color and your top layer color, because you can see a lot of my base colors come through, which I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that. I think the more it comes through, the more rugged it looks. I love it. It's not perfect, but it's not supposed to be perfect. And that's what's awesome about this technique. and you have time that you can kind of go in there. If you've got too much in one spot, you can kind of like just dab it off. But this is how our rooster looks. And there are some spots I'm gonna have to go in with a little flat brush and kind of get in the areas that my other little brush wouldn't do. And I like the depth that adds. This is our rooster, and now we're going to work on our hen, and we're gonna do the exact same technique on her. So let me get her done, and then I'll show you what we're gonna do next. It's just that simple. I realize this might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I love the distressed look of these old chickens, like they weathered the storms. And it kind of makes them look like old concrete. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of let this calm down a little bit, and then it's a nasty day here. It's a perfect day to do this. So I'm probably gonna take this out into the garage and spray it with a sealer so it can kind of sit. I'm not gonna end up using this. I just use this. So all you're gonna need is your spray paint, color of choice, your Vaseline, your chalk paint or paint you're gonna paint over this, color of choice, and some dark antique wax. Now you probably could use this if you had this, but I think this just does better in my opinion. It's just what I like, but you know, you can take this technique and adapt it to whatever you want. You're gonna need your paint brushes, and you're gonna need a wax brush. And then I use this brush to kind of get in there to some places where this wouldn't get in there. So keep that in mind too. But yeah, I'm just gonna take these into the garage in a few minutes. I'm gonna spray them with some sealer, let them dry, and they'll be good to go. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be using. This Krylon lacquer. It's ultra hard, durable finish. It dries in 15 minutes or less. And I'm just gonna spray paint my chickens real quick. I do have the garage door up a little bit. Not spray paint them, but I'm gonna seal them real quick. There you have it. It's so easy, so simple. Now, these will need to take a few days to really cure. I did kind of rush it enough so I could get some in shots and get some good pictures of it, but I've now put them in a place. I'm just gonna let them just cure and they'll be ready to go. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I hope this encourages you if you find something at the thrift store that is not exactly your style, color-wise. Maybe you can see past it and it will inspire you to try something different. I just kind of made this up one day, sitting around, and I love it. I've used it on so many different items around my home, and I really love it. It's so simple, so easy. If I can do it, trust me, anybody can do it. All right, y'all, I love y'all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.